I'm going to show how to assemble and operate the Weston tomato press. Note there are different brands with different names, but they all work in a similar way. I'll be following the product manual for assembly and part identification. Here are the parts laid out in the order of assembly. Begin by selecting the body. Next, the drive shaft will be installed within the body. Before doing so, lubricate its O-ring using vegetable oil. Then, insert into the body in this manner. Now, take the drive shaft spring and slide it over the drive shaft. Then, slide the red plastic spiral onto the drive shaft over the spring. Be sure to match the flats on the drive shaft to the metal insert on the inside of the spiral. You may have to turn the spiral until the keyed insert matches up. Next, you will install the strainer screen. Before installing the screen, make sure its inner gasket is properly placed. It should be seated beyond the thumb screw, as seen here. Hold the body firmly in one hand and install the screen over the spiral while lining up the locking mechanisms. Once seated, turn counterclockwise to lock in place. Secure by tightening the thumb screw, as seen here. Next, install the waste funnel on the end of the screen. Make sure to plug it on the end gently. You do not want to damage the locking tabs. Then, install the squirt guard chute. Simply cup over the screen like this, with the larger opening closest to the hopper. Then, snap it into place. The tilt of the chute should be easy to adjust. Here's what it should look like on both ends if properly installed. And finally, attach the hopper to the top by sliding the neck section into the throat of the body. Then check the pusher for fit. The tomato press is now ready to use. Here's how to operate the tomato press. Begin by mounting it to a hard flat surface using the built-in suction mechanism. To do this, hold firmly against the surface and lock down the lever in this manner. This activates the suction cup that is built in the base. Next, position a bowl under the chute to catch the pulp and a bowl under the waste funnel to catch the peels and seeds. Now, gather ripe tomatoes from the garden and wash thoroughly. Once washed, cut off the stems and the blemishes. Then, cut the tomatoes into smaller pieces and load them into the hopper. Use the pusher to guide the tomato pieces into the press while turning the crank with the other hand. Let the spiral do the work. You don't need to be overly aggressive with the pusher. As you continue on, the pulp will come down the chute, and the skins and seeds will come out the waste funnel into the other bowl. As a side note, I have found it beneficial to pause now and again to scrape the pulp from the screen using a spatula. This helps with the clogs and increases efficiency. When the pulp bowl gets filled, empty into a larger collection pot. Another tip that I will share is to reprocess the bowl of skins. I have found that running them through another time will produce more pulp. You may choose to repeat this a few more times, but that is completely optional. Once all the pulp and juice have been collected, store in freezer containers or can and store in the pantry.